Hello, and welcome to The Tabletop, an actual play tabletop podcast that will tell various stories over the course of various quote-unquote books. I'm your game master and editor, Daniel. In this first book, we'll be telling a story I'm calling Lost at Sea, which is about a mystical world called the Otherland that exists parallel to our own reality. When people need some kind of spiritual help, sometimes they go missing at sea and wind up in the Otherland, a place designed to help people heal, in a strictly emotional sort of sense. This being our premiere episode will be a little longer than the usual runtime, and I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to do this weekly or bi-weekly, but only time will tell. If you're wondering about the nature of the Otherland, at the end of this episode, I'll do a little introduction to what exactly the place is to help you get your footing in this fantastical realm. And if you have any other questions about the show, email me at thetabletop.podcast@gmail.com, spelled just how you normally spell it, with no spaces, periods, or capitals. And, who knows, if anyone ever listens to the show and we get enough questions, maybe I'll do a Q&A episode or something. Alright, well, I've kept you long enough. Without any more ado, I guess, I introduce you to Book 1 of The Tabletop, Lost at Sea. Prologue. Episode 1, Lost at Sea. The scene is, I think, a busy London port. People are bustling here and there. You can see smokestacks in the background as like factories are going, and we see a small. What kind of ship is it that you got your passage on?
Oh, it's just a medium-sized steamship.
Just a steamship with passengers. I think it's called the Humdinger. We see the Humdinger, which is like Ryan said, a medium-sized steamship. That's a little beat up. It's seen a few days. And the camera pushes in from a wide shot of the ship down to a man wearing a very nice suit and tie, Desmond Maddox, who's standing peering over the rails as he's waiting for the ship to leave. You see a rugged sea dog captain walk up to you and tap you on the shoulder. Hello, sir. Sir, are you ready to leave? Are you stowed away? We're going to push you off now if you're ready.
Yeah, right, I'm ready.
It's a fine day for sailing, if I say so myself. So, just get ready for pushing off, okay? And he walks off. This is probably the first mate or something. He walks off and he starts calling down the plank. Pull the gangplank up! Pull the gangplank up! And they pull the gangplank up and they shove off from port, and the ship heads out past the metropolis of London, out into the calm of the open sea. And now, we're going to cut over to Zach. What is Edward Bolton doing?
Going through his big book of magic tricks.
What are you on?
Just like a cruise liner.
You're in your room?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you're on a cruise liner. Okay. You're just sitting in your room when you hear a big clatter from the deck above. And there's no commotion other than that.
This calls for investigation.
Oh, what do you do?
Investigate it.
What is that? What do you do though? You're in your room. You're going through your book, your magic trick, your collection of magic tricks. You hear the clatter on the deck. What do you do?
Put my magic stuff away and go up and check it out.
Okay, you walk up to the front deck. You go through some halls, up a metal staircase onto the front deck, and it seems like there's nothing that's apparent to you right away. What do you do?
Alright, good enough. Go back to my magic stuff.
Okay, you head back down the stairs, and the minute you come down off the deck, you hear the same clattering sound, but it's louder. And there seems to be no one on the ship who's noticed it other than you.
Well, that could ruin my sleep, so I guess I better go check it out again.
Okay, so you walk up, and this time, on the deck, curiously enough, you see a car.
How'd that get there?
What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna check if the doors are open.
So you walk over to the car?
Yeah.
As you walk towards the car, it seems to go further and further away from you, like a mirage.
So I'm hallucinating.
Do you keep chasing after the car?
Is it a nice car?
It's a very nice car. It's
yes.
The newest fucking Mercedes that's out on the market. The newest Mercedes out on the market.
I'm gonna chase that to the end of the earth.
Okay. So you walk. Do you pick up pace as you walk?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. And as you walk, it keeps going away. Do you start a run? Because it doesn't seem to be moving faster. It seems to be moving at the same pace. So you're closing the distance with it.
Oh, then you gotta break out into an all-out sprint then.
Okay, you start sprinting.
He runs like a man who can only run from danger, if you know what I mean.
And towards expensive cars.
Yeah, obviously. He's wearing a classical magician suit. He's just wearing a suit vest, a dress shirt, and pants.
Top hat?
No, he left that in the room.
And I think we cut away from a wide shot of this magician without his top hat sprinting after the mirage of a new Mercedes-Benz on the deck of an old-timey cruise liner. And we're gonna cut over to Joel. What's your character doing? Where's your character right now?
We're on our parents' famous boat, the Flying Pussyfoot.
Is it a wooden boat?
Yeah, it's like sails.
An old galleon?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I want you to describe for me, what does your character look like?
I'm a real big guy. I've got hair like a mane of a lion. I'm wearing this outfit that's kind of like a mix between a priest and a soldier, if you know what I mean. It's kind of got like cross thing on the chest, but it's like that should be on a soldier though.
So it's kind of a rough and tumble priest kind of thing. I gotcha. Okay, and I think we see this like tall man who kind of looks like Joel's character with like these long ropey muscles. He looks like he was once wearing a very fine suit, but he's like gone down to like his linen shirt that's got the sleeves rolled up, the tie's untied, just wearing the suit pants. He's got his hands in his pockets. You recognize him. This is your brother Xavier. Also, I should ask, what are you doing? Like, where are you right now?
I assume I'm in my quarters. They are very nice.
Okay, well, Xavier, the tall man with ropey muscles wearing the nice, like, the beginnings of a very nice suit, he pushes open your door.
When he comes in, I pretend to play chess like I'm smart.
And I think he sees you move over to start playing chess, and he kind of chuckles. He pulls out a bottle. What is your favorite drink?
Just rum straight.
Straight rum? Well, he's got a very nice bottle of rum, like one of the most expensive bottles that you could probably buy. Leo, I was wondering if, the stars are out in full shine right now. I was wondering if maybe you want to go above deck with me, share a drink. I've got a couple of glasses, take in the sights. I don't know. Maybe we could play some chess together, huh?
You'd beat me every time.
Don't worry. I'll let you play whatever side you want this time. Honest. No tricks. We'll just play. I won't try to beat you. Just to pass the time. I'm feeling kind of bored on the ship. Stir crazy.
I'll take the black side then. Because they always go first.
Why don't you grab your chessboard, bring it up to the top deck, and I'll meet you up there.
Alright, I grab it.
And with that short exchange over, we fade to black. Bernie, what does your character look like, first of all?
Okay, my character is a 6'2" man with goat legs and small horns and brown hair, green eyes. He's also quite fit.
What are you doing? It's an 8 a.m. on, let's say it's a Tuesday, 8 a.m. What is Sexy Goat Boy doing?
I'm off work Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so I'm having sex.
At your place?
Yes, at my home with 2 women.
Okay, with 2 women. Are you currently banging them, or are we seeing, like, is this like the morning after? Are we looking at?
We started at 6.
We started at 6. So is it still like in the 2 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so are you in the heat of it?
Right near the end, yeah.
So you're in your bedroom. What does your bedroom look like?
Looks kind of like Austin Powers' bedroom. Big bed, fluffy rugs.
You're in the middle of it. You're in the thick of the banging,
Yep.
and your phone rings. What do you do?
Okay. I'll say, hang on a minute. Just,
Don't take the phone. Let it ring. Let it ring. What are you?
Yeah, we'll pick this up in 5 minutes, okay? I'm gonna take
What
this
are you?
phone
Are
call.
you serious? Oh, God, really, Fox? If you keep this up, we're gonna. Fuck this. And one of them like gets up and like pulls your sheet around her, and she like walks off towards your bathroom, and leaving the other one there like kind of naked, and she's just like sitting there unsure what to do, and she says, yeah, this is weird.
You didn't have fun?
Well, I mean, I guess I did, but you're just gonna. Okay, listen. I'm just gonna. And she's
What,
like,
3 times
she goes,
isn't
she's gonna
enough?
grab her clothing. Listen, this was fun. You have my number, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Ashley.
It's Addison, but that's close enough. Listen, this was fun, I guess. If you ever want to do something kind of like this again, just let me know. And she's up. She's like, she's collecting, like, pulling on her underwear, grabbing her clothes, and she's getting to walk. She's standing at the door, and this phone is still ringing this whole time. And she says, "Yeah, you can just. I'll just wait for Gemma to come out of the bathroom, and then we'll go. You can grab that." And she kind of steps out of your bedroom to give you some privacy.
All right, I'll see you around.
The phone's ringing.
All right, I answer the phone. Hello.
Vox, is this you?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Captain Dan. Listen, we got a call in about a sighting. It's up near Lavinia. It's a couple hours southeast of Lavinia at the some farmstead. Do you want me to? I can swing by, pick you up, or do you want to make your way to Lavinia yourself? That's no trouble. I'm in Mancante for the night
Come
anyway.
pick me up. I'm drunk.
Oh, God. Okay, I'll be there. Give me 15 minutes. I'll be in there in 15 minutes. And don't make me wait outside like you always do, okay?
All right, sure. I'll put some clothes on.
Okay, and he hangs up, and then then we cut away from that scene. And then we're gonna go to Rufus Connolly. Rufus Connolly. Will's character. Will,
Hey,
it's 8 a.m. Tuesday morning. Explain to us first, what does Rufus look like?
so Rufus, he appears like your average 40-year-old man, Irish man, but with a longer beard. However, he wears regularly a silk white shirt underneath a robe which he uses to conceal himself. And he wears a mask covering his mouth down to cover the little tentacles he has that bear out sometimes.
Where is Rufus? What is he doing?
So he's waking up.
8 a.m.
Rufus wakes up at his desk, which he's fallen asleep at during his study.
Again. Is it your phone ringing that wakes you up?
Yes, it is, actually.
Okay, so your phone is ringing. Do you have a phone in your study?
Yes, it's like a rotary phone.
Okay, so it rings. What do you do?
So he immediately tries to shrug it off. He wants to continue sleeping, but due to the uncomfort of his desk, he sees himself needing to pick up the phone.
Well, I think the phone like rings through and it goes into nothing, and then there's a minute, and then it rings again.
Yeah. And he in a bit of annoyance picks up the phone and says, "Hello."
Oh God! Finally, hey, Rufus, it's Captain Dan.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah, listen, we got a call in about a sighting.
Yeah?
Something.
Oh.
Yeah, a couple hours southeast of Lavinia. I can come. I'm nearby right now. I'm on my way to pick up Vox, so I can swing by and pick you up too.
Yeah,
if
that'd
you
be
want.
great. My car is actually out for commission at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well,
That'd be great. Thank you.
how about next time you pick up your goddamn phone too? Okay. What is it with you and Vox?
I was in the washroom. Okay, I couldn't help it.
Yeah, sure. Always in the washroom.
Why
Rufus,
you
always.
doubt me on always? Come
I'm
on, Dan.
sorry. I'm just a little tense. Okay. First,
Okay.
Vox leaves me ringing for whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll come pick you up. I'll be there like 30 minutes. Okay. Just get ready. Don't make me wait
All
outside. I hate that. I hate it when you do that.
Of course,
okay.
of course. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Get whatever. And he hangs up.
Okay,
And
so
that's that.
I say asshole and then hang up. But I said it after he hung up. So
Yeah, I
it's
got
like
you.
a
You heard the
cheeky-
click. You said asshole. And then I think we cut away with like Rufus rubbing his face, like waking up.
Yeah, maybe like pulling his mask up from his neck to cover him for the day.
We started with Ryan, with Desmond. Okay, so right now it's nighttime. You're at sea, and I want you to tell me, why is Desmond above deck? What's keeping him up tonight?
Well, from the dramas from the war and from being kicked out of the military, he's right now just pondering about his life and how he will achieve his dream after being so ashamed and so ridiculed by the world. He's just thinking to himself, stroking his hair, eating an apple.
Out on the deck. So it's not like you can't sleep. It's just you haven't like decided to go to sleep yet. Okay, so you're on the deck, and you get this weird feeling on the back of your neck as like you're about to chomp into your apple. It's just like a weird feeling. There's nothing like substantial there. Maybe like the breeze off the ocean picked up a little bit. It's a beautiful night. All the stars are out, just breathtaking. You can see the moon reflecting off of the gentle ocean surf below the ship. But yeah, you just get this weird unsettling feeling, and maybe the breeze picks up a little bit. Do you do anything about it?
I look around, fix up my suit a bit.
Okay. Do you pull a little tight?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I put my hand on my 44 revolver, just looking around. Something doesn't feel right.
And then you hear footsteps near the bow, but like it's like someone running, and then they like hide behind a box or something, but you can't see it now.
I turn to face him and I say, Hey, what you doing? Quit hiding from me. Show yourself or I'll pop you full of holes.
You hear the movement again behind one of the boxes. Like there's this cargo crate, this like little like wooden crate that's been set up like right in front of like where the bow is, and you hear the movement and like as if someone just like slid in behind that box.
Oh, you done it now, you schmuck. I'm gonna walk over with my gun ready and pop around the corner of the box.
There's nothing there. You hear a tap on your shoulder, and then you hear footsteps going off the bow, and then a splash in the water. It's like superhuman quick. What do you do?
I quickly peer over the side of the boat.
And the minute you peer over the side of the boat, out of nowhere, this giant gust of wind comes and picks Desmond up by the coat and sends him flying overboard, and he lands in the ocean with a splash. What do you do?
I quickly gather myself, put my gun back in my coat pocket.
Okay. You're floating. The ship is starting to slide by you because you fell off the bow.
I start swimming for the side of the ship.
Okay, you start swimming, but some kind of undercurrent in the water is pushing you further and further away from the ship, and you can't, no matter how hard you try, you can't get back to it.
I'm gonna look around for anything I can spot. Is there any close piece of land, or am I just in the middle of the ocean?
No, you're just in the middle of the ocean. The closest land is probably the English island, which is way back. That's a day of sailing on a steamship. You notice out of the corner of your eye movement under the water.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I hate sharks.
You see this, it's just like this black circular figure, and it rushes out of the water, pops over the surface, and before you can see what it is, it hits you in the head, and everything goes dark. And I think the camera's above Desmond, who's floating on his back, still alive, just floating, further and further away from the ship, and no one notices. We cut back to Edward Bolton chasing after the car, and eventually you catch up with the car. And it's standing there within your arm's reach.
Well, obviously I need to get in it.
Do you open the car door? Okay. You reach out for a handle, and it feels strange. It's hard to put a label on it. It feels like buzzing with energy, but it's there and you can hold it.
Must be because it's so fancy. I'm gonna open it.
It's one of those weird cars with the doors that open up, and you kind of have to step over something to get into the first seat. What do you do?
Step over the thing and get in.
Okay, the minute you put your foot over the strangely high. Now that in retrospect, that was really high for like something to have to climb over to get into a car. The minute you put your foot over, you put your weight down on it, and you expect to find the bottom of a car, but there's nothing, and the car is gone, and you're stepping over the railing out into the open water, and you fall
Uh-oh.
because you just put your whole weight on the bar, and you splash into the water. What do you do?
Frantically try to swim back to the ship.
The same thing that happened to Desmond happens to you. Some kind of current is pulling you away from it, no matter how hard you paddle.
Oh no, I left all my magic stuff in my room. This is not good.
What do you do?
I don't know, swim harder.
It doesn't work. You keep swimming, but the boat is getting further and further away from you. What else do you, other than swimming, is there something you try?
Giving up.
You give up?
Accept my death.
That was quick. We see Edward Bolting swimming. He doesn't think to call out. He's just swimming as hard as he humanly can, but the boat is getting further and further and further away from him until it's just a dot on the horizon. And then, with a look of hopelessness in his eyes, I think Edward just gives up and lays on his back. And eventually he goes to sleep under the night sky. And we cut over to Joel's character. You're coming out on the deck with your chest set. There's a small table with like a nice little linen tablecloth, and Xavier, the tall guy, sitting across the table from you. He's got the rum out. He's got two big, it's like ale pitchers, but like he's filled them up with just a little bit of rum in each, and the bottle's open there. And he sees you come up and he says, "Ah, Leo, well, how about it? Take a seat, take a drink. Let's chat. I feel like I haven't talked to you at all since we went off from shore, you know?"
Yeah, so I go, I sit at the... Xavier,
Yeah.
how much longer must we be sailing?
We
With no destination,
have...
just in the middle of
You
the
and I both
Pacific,
know.
Atlantic,
We
Indian.
we have a destination. You know it. Those people haven't disappearing to nowhere, okay? Listen, I'm telling you, it's out there, and someone's going to find it, and when they do, it's going to be a lot of money, okay? And we're going to make that money. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but, we're...
Like the last 3 times?
Last 3 times. I don't know. This is different. I can feel it. Don't you have that? Do you not feel it in the gut? Like the scent of adventure on the wind? Do you not feel that?
No. Smells like salt water.
Xavier leans back. He takes his drink. He drinks it down and shakes his head. And he says, "Well, set the chest up. But we're going to be docking in Panama soon enough. I think we're a week away from Panama. Last I talked to the navigator. So we'll dock there, and then I think we'll spend a month in Panama before we head out again. I mean, the crew's getting a little restless all this time at sea."
What do they got in Panama?
Well, I've never been, but I hear they got a great big canal. Come on, let's play some chess. Play some chess.
All right. Beat me again.
And you start playing with Xavier, and you see you guys play for a bit, and you can tell Xavier's holding back. Something is, he's not acting like his normal self tonight. Like something's gotten into him. He seems like very excited and happy, and you have no clue why. And he's not letting you win, but he's not like actively trying to like put you in checkmate as quickly as he humanly can. So you just play for a bit, you drink. I don't know, do you laugh at all? Like, do you have a good time?
Once I start drinking.
Yeah, so like you start having a good time, and like 20 minutes pass, and he's got you a couple moves away from checkmate, and you know that, and he knows that. And then all of a sudden, behind Xavier, you see this bright flashing light out in the water, and there's no ship that you can see. There's nothing there. It's just this bright flashing light.
How far away from Panama did you say we were?
A couple of weeks, the navigator said. Why? I think he sees you looking at the flashing light, and he
Yeah.
looks over, and he's like, "Holy, what is that? Do you see what I'm seeing over there? The flashing light?" He gets up from his thing. He's like very, like you could tell there's a lot of energy building inside of him right now. Do you see what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Mhm.
Stay up here. I'm gonna go down to my quarters and grab grab my spyglass. He runs like fast, like he's sprinting down towards this course to get a spyglass.
I'm gonna just sort of meander my way closer to the light.
Okay, but it's a fair distance away. It's nowhere like within reach or anything like that. But it seems to be getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. Just as Xavier runs back up with a spyglass. I got my spyglass.
I didn't break
Where
it.
where is it? And he pulls up his spyglass. He walks over to where you are. He's looking through his spyglass. He says, "It's gone. It's gone. Do you see that? It's gone, right? Do you see it anymore?"
No. Was it passing ship?
Passing ship. I don't know.
I mean,
Where did it go then? Did you see what happened to it? He's looking. I don't see a
I
passing
was-
ship out in the water.
I was watching it, and it was there, and then no.
He starts laughing, and he grabs you around the shoulders, and he says, "You know what this means?" And he's getting real close to you.
No. I've no. No. What do you want about?
It means we're fucking close. Well, I think I fucking read about this. We're close to a bright light. I think someone saw a bright light. Fuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then I guess I'll add this to my notes. I pull out a book that's comedically empty and start writing down big light.
And I think he's like laughs about that, and he's just really excited. You could tell he's like a second away from like breaking out into a dance. And then you hear something. The sound of like this like dull roar and like crashing waves from behind you. Do you look?
I mean, I assume back there is the back of the ship, so I can't see a whole lot. But yeah, I'm looking back.
You look over and you see a big wave out of nowhere, and it crashes into you and Xavier, and you guys both get flung against the railing. You fall, Leo. Xavier sees you fall, and he throws a hand down to try and grab you.
I try and grab his grab.
You get slammed against the railing, and then it breaks, and then you fall. So like you tumble a bit, but you manage to grab your hand out. But it pulls him down like to the side of the railing, and like it's hard for him to hold on because you're big, and he's not as big as you. He's strong, but he's not that strong. And he starts calling out. He says, "Hey, we need some help up on the deck right now. We need help." And then another wave from the other side of the ship sends you rocking forwards, and Xavier slides off the deck through the hole in the railing that you left, and you both crash into the water. What do you do?
I'm gonna call out to the ship.
Okay, you try to call out, but now that you're in the water, it's this strange sensation. Your voice is catching in the back of your throat, and you see Xavier's like flailing around. He's not the strongest swimmer, and he's like getting pulled away from the boat by some current.
I'm gonna then try and go towards him in an attempt to save him.
Yeah, you grab onto him, and he's like splashing away, and you have to calm him down. But by the time you tell him to calm down, the ship is gone. Like it's gotten pretty far away, and it's looking pretty hopeless. And you hear the same roaring sound, and a giant wave forms above you and crashes down into you. And with that, we cut to black on Leo and Xavier. We cut over to Vox. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. Where are you right now? 15 minutes has passed. This is when Captain Dan should be picking you up.
I'm outside because I don't want to get yelled at by Captain Dan.
What are you doing, like, to pass the time? Because you've been out here for a couple minutes.
I'm just leaning against the wall.
Do you have a porch? Is this a house?
No, it's like an apartment style building.
Oh, so you're at the front of the apartment. I gotcha. On like an street of apartments. What does Vox put on to face the day?
I'm wearing the hippest, freshest threads around.
What does that look like to you, though?
What they thought the future people would wear in the 40s with a combination of disco clothes, you know?
Okay,
But
so
it's
disco
not-
meets the future.
Yeah, like,
Not in a weird way. But it's totally radical. Like that's the word to
It's
describe
hip.
it. It's radical.
Yeah.
It's hip and radical. Okay, so you're sitting out in your radical clothes, just waiting for the time.
I'm looking groovy AF. man.
I believe it. And I think you said goodbye to Gemma and Addison.
No, I said goodbye to Ashley.
No, her name was Addison. You see a familiar lime green truck. It's one of those trucks with like the bench seats with space for 3 people at the front, and behind the wheel you see a familiar face, the face of Captain Dan.
I hail him.
He honks. He pulls over to the side. He honks the horn and he waves to you.
I walk over the van. I'm not in a rush, but Get in.
Okay, you pop into the van. It's a truck, and he says, "Morning, Vox. Are you ready to go? You need anything in town?"
I thought you were in a rush, man.
Well, yeah, we gotta get. They called us in last
Let's go.
night, so it's been sitting for a while. Okay, you good to go?
Yeah, I'm outside, aren't I?
All right. Puts the car at a park, and he starts driving. It's just sick. It's a lime green truck. It's such a cool truck, guys. Like an old timey, like a truck from the 40s. Humongous, big old, lots of space in the back. Just a cool looking truck. And he pulls around, and he's driving through the streets of this nice looking, like this, like it's summer out. It's like beautiful streets, a lot of greenery. He's driving towards Rufus's house. Bernie, what do you... So I think we see a little bit of Vox in the car with Captain Dan. Do you talk at all? Do you like Captain Dan?
Yeah, I like Captain Dan. I'd say I've got a bond level 2 with Dan.
And he's just driving. He's happy with like sitting quietly. His radio's busted, so it doesn't work.
Hey Dan, you should maybe think about maybe fixing the radio.
Not big on music.
I mean, you got a real nice truck here. I mean, big shame you can't have any music.
How about this, Vox? If you bring up my radio every time you get in this truck. If you want me to repair my truck, front the bill. I'll get it repaired. I'll take it and everything.
Hey man, if you'll pick me up every day, we need...
I'm not gonna pick you up every day. I can't.
drive me to work.
I live out in Maritimo.
Nah, I'd rather not fix your radio for you.
Yeah,
but
I know. Let's cut over to Rufus. Rufus, it's been 30 minutes now.
So Rufus is waiting
When
outside.
Dan would say,
He's,
what are you doing?
He's gotten his robes and everything ready. He's got a little pouch on his waist stuck in his belt, along with his .44 revolver.
Do you have a house?
He's got an apartment, correction.
An apartment. So you're down at the front of the apartment? Or do you have like a first floor apartment with one of those like walkout?
It's a first floor, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is this in town, like in one of the towns?
Outskirts of a town.
The outskirts of the town? Okay. Well, are you just sitting... What are you doing to pass the time? Because you've been out there for a couple of minutes now waiting for...
He's taking out a cigarette. He's lit it up. And, he's taking sneaky. He lifts his mask down to take quick blows.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So, eventually, you see the lime green truck that you've seen a couple of times. Not as much. You have your own car, so
Right.
you drive most of the time on your own. But you see Captain Dan's lime green truck pull around the corner. And he parks it next to you, he leaves it running, he rolls down the window, and he says, that cigarette's not coming in my truck, okay? So finish it, whatever. Just, can you put that out?
Rufus nods along before just dropping the cigarette on the ground, stepping on it with his heel, and then getting in the car. So, out of curiosity, who's where in the car?
So it's one of those trucks that just have one row of seating.
shotgun.
So it's like three.
Oh, I see. It's like one row.
Yeah,
of
so
three.
it's
I
like,
get it.
who's in the middle? Who's the middle seat? Are you sitting in the middle seat box, or are you gonna sit?
I'm getting in now, so he has to be in the middle.
Yeah, I'll move over.
You move over? Okay. Alright. So you move over. And he says, okay, we ready to go? These people have been waiting since last night for some foresters. I don't know why. Can we go?
I hope they're not dead.
I don't think so. I mean, they called us in after the thing, like the aberration left, so I think we're fine.
Okay, so while
Why are we
Dan's giving
going
his
over
little
there?
deep...
Can we go? Are we good? I'm asking you, Rufus. Can we go? Do you need to
Yeah,
stop
we're good.
somewhere? Okay. You guys got
as
breakfast?
Daniel-
I can get...
As Captain Dan is giving his debrief, I give a quick pat on Goodman Vox's shoulder, which is like a regular greeting I do.
Hey, Rufus.
You guys, yeah. All right, let's head out. It's gonna be a couple hours and a drive until we get there, so
Rufus nods before looking forward at the window.
buckle up. Yeah. And
He doesn't wear his seatbelt.
He takes the driving, and as you hear, like, I think the camera stays on the street as like Cap Dan pulls away in his lime green truck, and you hear from inside the camera, you say, "Rufus, I'm not gonna tell you one more time. You're in my truck. You buckle up, okay?" Hello, and welcome to the intermission. It's just a quick little break in the middle of the podcast I'm going to use to tell you about the Foresters and aberrations in the Otherland. The Foresters are officially an offshoot of the police force of Isola Jimenos, although they have little bureaucratic intersection with the official police, the Carabinieri. They were originally created to enforce the strict resource extraction laws of the Fioravantes, the royal family of Isola Jimenos, created to encourage primary industries to move from the island onto the mainland of the Otherland. However, nowadays the main job of the foresters is hunting down aberrations, which are essentially these monsters that wash up in the Otherland from time to time. Little is known about the aberrations other than that they are dangerous and live to wreak havoc and destruction. Nobody really knows where they come from or why they come, but like it or not, it's up to the foresters to put them down. I should also mention that being a forester is not a full-time position. You get paid a monthly stipend for being on call for that month, and whenever your squad gets called to go hunt down an aberration, you get paid additional hazard pay. But aberrations are rare enough that even with the foresters as underfunded and understaffed as they are, some months go by where a squad of foresters might never even get a call. Both Vox and Rufus are members of the smallest forester squad on the island, led by their favorite captain, Captain Dan. Alright, that's it for the intermission. Now back to the show.